always makes fun of me because I make a 5-course meal. She goes, "You take all damn day. You make a 5-course meal. I'm good. I'm at the door."
One of the famous names in mixed martial arts today is Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson. Everyone has heard of him, everyone wants to be him, and everyone is envious of his record. He holds many records, and although he's not a big man, he proved to everyone that size doesn't matter where greatness is concerned. Currently ranked #1 in the One Championship flyweight rankings, he's called one of the greatest mixed martial artists in the world by MMA Weekly, UFC, and ESPN. He holds notable victories against John Dodson, Miguel Torres, Henry Cejudo, Kyoji Horiguchi, Joseph Benavidez, and Norifumi Yamamoto. In this video, we're going to talk about a few shocking facts about the renowned mixed martial arts fighter. But before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel with notifications on so you don't miss any of the new videos we post. Who is Demetrious Johnson? Demetrious Krishna Johnson was born in August 1986. The American former UFC flyweight champion did not have an easy childhood. He grew up raised by a deaf mother and a stepfather who was violent to him and was constantly away in the military. Raised in Parkland, Washington, he never met his father. He went to Washington High School where he joined the track and wrestling team. Not only did he become a wrestling champion, he also became a track state champion. He was even named the 3rd best athlete across the state in wrestling during his junior year and 2nd best athlete in the state in wrestling during his senior year. How did he get the nickname Mighty Mouse? True wrestling superstars have monikers, and Johnson has his share. He has been called Mighty Mouse, DJ, and the Moose. He got his nickname because of his small stature. He only stands 5'3" after all. But don't let his diminutive stature fool you. He packs a lot of power. He has skills and spirit that are big enough to overcome any adversity. He wasn't afraid to face much larger and stronger opposition in the bantamweight division. His entry into the squared circle was in the bantamweight division. Before the biggest and most powerful promotions such as MMA and UFC beckoned to him and had him fight in the new flyweight division, he used to compete in the bantamweight division. He didn't have any fear of fighting fighters bigger than him. His first 16 fights were in the bantamweight division and has a spectacular record of 14-2, even though he was significantly smaller than his opponents. The introduction of the flyweight division gave him the opportunity to compete in his natural weight class. He's afraid of sharks. He might be a dominant martial artist who holds many records and has beaten people larger than him, but there's one thing that he is afraid of, and that is sharks. Perhaps he watched Jaws too many times when he was a small child. He doesn't really know what caused it. All he knows is that he doesn't like sharks. He likes Xbox and Twitch. Aside from being one of the finest mixed martial artists on the planet, he's also an avid gamer and a successful one at that. While he was trying to put his son to sleep, he discovered the gaming platform Twitch. He soon established himself as one of the leading celebrity streamers on the platform. Since then, he's built a dedicated gaming studio in his house. He regularly streams gameplay to his ever-growing fan base. He also takes the time to answer questions and interact with fellow streamers, while all the while playing a whole array of video games. He wasn't beyond suggesting that he may one day swap his fighting gloves for a gaming controller and a headset. He might even take streaming video games online. However, this won't happen anytime soon. After all, he is about to embark on a new and exciting chapter as he becomes a part of the One roster. He is happily married. Behind every man's success is a woman, and Mighty Mouse is not an exception to that. He has the mighty wife in his corner. He could not have been the best mixed martial artist that he is today without his incredible wife, Destiny. From the sidelines, the mighty wife has watched her husband dedicate himself to training since they first met at a Red Lobster restaurant more than 10 years ago. Not only has he become a record-breaking world champion, the couple has also started a happy family together. The Johnsons now have 3 children, and that has added to his responsibilities as a mixed martial artist. Destiny said that her husband has missed birthdays, weddings, field trips, and other important occasions because Johnson had to train, but she understands that her husband has to sacrifice certain things to be in top shape and to remain a champion. He says of his wife Destiny, "She's the best thing that has ever happened to me, and without her, life would be incomplete." Who knew that the Mighty Mouse is also quite the romantic guy? The two got married in May of 2012, and they have 2 sons, Tyron and Maverick, and a daughter who's only 3 years old. Unlike other athletes, he has vowed to stay clean. Failed drug tests have affected the legacies of many popular athletes. John Jones is one good example. He's one of the greatest MMA fighters ever, but his record is ruined by multiple violations of the UFC's anti-doping policy. Throughout his 14-year career, Johnson is happy to have had 0 positive drug tests tests for prohibited substances or any performance-enhancing drugs. He's very confident in his abilities that he doesn't even care if other athletes he's going up against are injecting their bodies or consuming drugs to up their performance. He even famously went up against Ali Bogatinov in 5 rounds at UFC 174. After the fight, it was revealed that Bogatinov actually failed a pre-fight drug screening. He happens to be Bibiano Fernandez's training partner. One bantamweight world champion Bibiano "The Flash" Fernandez is a longtime teammate, teacher, and training partner of Johnson. Bibiano is one of the most dominant world champions in one history, with 8 title defenses. The pair trained together at AMC Pankration. Fernandez has a career that runs parallel to that of Johnson. 8 months after Johnson won the inaugural UFC flyweight title, Fernandez also won the one bantamweight world championship. After years of training and honing their craft together, the two will not fight under the same banner. What has he achieved so far? Johnson is often referred to as the greatest world champion to ever compete in the squared circle. After UFC opened the flyweight division in 2012, he had the opportunity to compete in his natural weight class against mixed martial artists who are of the same size as him. He then won the inaugural UFC flyweight title in September of 2012 and went on to dominate the division. He remains unchallenged up to this day. He has successfully defended his belt 11 consecutive times, which is a record for a mixed martial artist. Nobody has ever done it before. He also holds the distinction of being the fighter with the longest winning streak in the division, 13 bouts, and the fighter with the most wins in UFC's flyweight history at 13 wins. It's not over for him yet. His knockout loss to Adriano Moraes may be devastating, but it isn't the end of his career. His career is far from over. Not only is Moraes 3 years younger than Johnson, he also has a significant advantage when it comes to reach and size. Johnson fought at 125 pounds in the UFC, but in one championship's bantamweight division, a fighter can be as heavy as 145 pounds. Moraes dispatched of Johnson with a knee strike, which is banned in the UFC cage. There were many speculations that Johnson is still used to fighting under UFC rules. However, a win is a win. After the bout, Mighty Mouse assured his fans that he will be back after suffering his career's biggest setback. If one championship gives him another opportunity, which is highly likely, he's going to avenge his loss to Moraes. You better believe that that fight is going to be one that needs a better strategy and one that's going to be explosive. In an interview in April, Moraes said he is open to a rematch. This is something everyone is looking forward to. Moraes downed the Mighty Mouse with an uppercut and finished the legend off with a brutal knee to the head. It was a sight that nobody wanted to see, but you know what they say, you don't win all the time. Sometimes you have to lose. Moraes said he's willing to go in the ring again against what many consider, including himself, to be the GOAT. Moraes said that he thinks the fans and Johnson deserve a rematch. However, there are also plenty of other skilled fighters in the flyweight division who deserve a shot at the title, so the outcome will depend on the clamor for a rematch, as well as the availability of suitable contenders. If no one wants to see a particular fight, then there's no point in having it in the first place. How much is he worth? Johnson is one of the top wrestlers today, and he commands a lot of money every time he fights. He has an estimated net worth of $3.5 million as of 2019. The major source of his income is his mixed martial arts career. There's no fixed salary per MMA fight, so we can't really say how much he earns every time he goes inside the squared circle. He also has a few endorsement deals with various brands, including One Esports and Microsoft Xbox. Which do you think are Johnson's best fights? Let us know in the comments section down below. We've come to the end of our video, but we'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching.